having the altitude people do.
I know.
It's kind of refreshing.
You got them seats.
No, not Dempsey. I'm talking about the on-air talent.
It's a really good rally spot right
You're more of like a radio base.
Just taking sound.
Spirits are
Yeah, it's a hell of a win, man. I tell you what, we had a hard time beating that team last year, and we all know that. So to pull a close game out against a talented team, they're struggling right now, but a very talented team, it's just one of those wins again. I don't know if we win that game last year. Westbrook makes a three. Millsap makes a tough shot. Emmanuel was the MVP tonight. He was phenomenal. Just a hell of a win, great defense, and I'm really proud of our guys. I think we're growing up, we're maturing, and we're getting better by the day.
Well, let's just start with Emmanuel then. What's kind of gotten into him? What did you see out in his performance today?
I saw an aggressive, confident young man who believed in himself. I saw a guy that goes 8 of 10 from the field, 4 of 4 from the three-point line, 21 points. And what I liked about our team tonight, we were up in that fourth quarter. We didn't play not to lose. We stayed aggressive. We kept pressure on them. And that's really big because I think when you get tentative down the stretch, that's when things kind of fall apart. And I think Emmanuel was a big part of that attack. Him, Will, Gary, Paul, Nicola, they were terrific on both ends of the floor. After that first quarter, they shot 50%, but the quarters 2, 3, and 4, I thought our defense was phenomenal. And they have a lot of talented players. I think guys took on that challenge. But as I told the team in the locker room, Emmanuel was phenomenal tonight. Proud of him and happy for him.
You hold Oklahoma City to 41 points in the second half. What went into that defensive intensity that boosted in that second half?
Well, I got on them at halftime, man. I did not like the fact that they dominated the glass. I mean, they were all. They got 3 offensive rebounds on free throws. They had 21 points on the glass at halftime. That is ridiculous. I challenged our guys to bring the fight to them, to have a hit-first mentality. In the second half, we only gave up 5 offensive rebounds for 5 points. That was the story of the game because in that first half, we had no answer for them on the glass. We allowed them to push us around. In the second half, I think you saw a much different effort and physicality from our end.
What does it say about Moutier's just fitness level that you can put him in the first and third quarter and he can go pretty much the rest of the half without a rest?
Yeah, I think a couple things go into that. One, give him credit. He came back this training camp, the best shape of his life, had lost weight, was in unbelievable condition. And the second thing I think goes into it, in these TV games, there's some really long timeouts. I think that helps all the players because they're 3 minutes. And that definitely helped us keep some of our guys a little fresh that blocked heavy minutes. But, you know, Emmanuel put a lot of work in this summer. All the credit goes to Emmanuel Moutier. Give him all the credit. He put the work in. He came into camp ready to play. He worked on every facet of his game, and it showed tonight.
Emmanuel was obviously the MVP, but Will and Mason both had 13 points, and that group kind of keyed your run in the second quarter to erase the double-digit lead. So just what did you see maybe out of the whole bench tonight?
49 points, and I thought in the first half Mason had 11 of his 13 in the first half. He had a great block in the second half. You know, great contest block shot. Will Barton continues to be one of the best bench players in the entire NBA. Every night you're going to get something from Will. Scoring, playmaking, rebounding. And I really think, I mean, let's give Will some credit. Last year, Will, I would have called him last year probably an undisciplined defender. This year, I think Will Barton is so much of a better locked-in, committed, focused defender than he was last year. And he's taking on the challenge to guard Carmelo, to guard Paul George, whoever it may be. And, you know, so those guys were terrific, obviously. And down the stretch, you know, you look at the stat line, Paul goes 6 of 17 from the field, but he still goes out, gets you 7 assists, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, and 6 blocks. That's not bad, you know, and he had a couple of big plays down the stretch for us. So, hell of a win. As I said earlier, this is a division opponent. They stacked up this summer, and we were not afraid of the fight tonight, and we were able to close the game out. And we'll see him 3 more times, and I expect 3 more really tough contested games.
With Paul, how have you seen him kind of just stand up and teaching these guys how to win games like this and close out on a strong note?
You know, I think, you know, so many of these games that we've had, you know, we try to play through him down the stretch, and you can tell there's a guy that is not afraid of the moment, who wants the ball, is not afraid to make a play for himself or for a teammate, or step up to the foul line and make big free throws. And we've seen it. I know it's early in the season, 12 games played, but we've seen it on numerous occasions so far. And I think the other young guys are feeding off that. I sense a confidence growing with this team. I mean, I don't know if you guys can sense it. I sense in our locker room, on the bench, watching guys in the court, there's a confidence growing within this group that they are starting to believe. Not that we can be a good team, but we can be a really good team. And as long as we continue to work, get better, not be satisfied, clean up the areas that are giving us trouble. Once again, 20 turnovers, 22 points. That has to improve. And knowing this group, I think it will. I think these guys understand it's too important for us to be a winning team, a playoff team, to stop beating ourselves at some point. But I love where we're at right now. We have one more game in the 6-game homestand, and Orlando is playing very well, so it's going to be a great challenge for us.
Gary had 4 offensive rebounds and hit countless shots to really stop, runs that Oklahoma City was going on. How big was he tonight?
He was really big. I thought the defense that he played on Westbrook tonight, and I think the defense that Will Barton played on Paul George tonight was fantastic. Those are 2 of the better one-on-one players in the NBA, and it's tough to ask one guy to guard those types of players. You really need a team effort, but it starts with somebody embracing the challenge of guarding them. And I thought Gary did that with Russ, and I think Will Barton did it coming off of our bench in terms of guarding Paul George. So both those guys are big parts of what we're trying to do. And tonight, obviously, it was a great win for us.
I know you're not one for cliches a lot, but seems like a statement win for you guys, especially against the opponent. Them coming in here really hungry. It seemed like a big win with the crowd, with Carmelo here.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you brought that up. I have to give a shout out to our crowd. I thought the arena tonight was phenomenal. Whether it was OKC, national TV, I don't know what it was, but our crowd came out and had a great atmosphere tonight, and hopefully they keep on coming out. This can be a special place to play. And if our fans come out and support us like they did tonight, we can create a really huge home court advantage. So I hope that continues. But statement win, I don't know about that. But all I know is this, Harrison. Last year, we couldn't beat this team, and tonight we beat them. And obviously, they're still trying to find themselves. You can see Russ is trying to, play his game, but also let Carmelo play his and Paul George play his. So they're going to figure it out at some point. But I think it was a really big win for us because it's a division opponent, and this is a team that we had a really hard time closing out last year, and we were able to do that tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it, everybody.